Welcome to episode 340 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm Ryan Walton, and as always, I'm joined by Dan Reamer.
I'm not here today.
Uh-oh.
I'm not here today.
Didn't plan for this.
No, power went out, went on vacation, went to the mountains, whatever.
Every excuse you've ever used.
Yes, that's what I'm doing today. Just kidding. I'm obviously here.
Producer Gerald's going to have to throw a chair through that glass and climb through the broken wreckage. He's got a picture of a bear waving, but it makes me sad because it's behind a fence.
I feel like that bear could take down that fence if he really wanted to.
That's like a garden fence. Oh, you hear the voice going in and out?
I do.
Yeah, I'm suffering from the allergies this morning.
That's every morning for you, isn't it?
It's most mornings, but made these allergies made possible by cutting the grass yesterday. So yeah, that's cool.
That's always cool.
Mm-hmm. Gotta love the summertime in the South.
I do like the summertime, though.
It was 167 degrees yesterday.
That's high.
Yep, it was very hot. So
we had 106 heat index.
Today, though, much more manageable. It's going to thunderstorm, so.
Well, that's good, right?
Looking forward to it. It's been a busy week at work for me, but I've still been just smashing the games in there.
Yeah, you played a lot this week, huh?
Yeah, I'm really liking Dragon Quest Builders 2, now that I've had a little more time with it. It's a better version of the first game.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, you could only carry a certain amount of things in the first game. They basically have made that unlimited. You can build multiple. See, in the first game, if you wanted 10 fences, you had to build 10 in a row. Like, build one, go back in the menu, build one. Now you can just select 10 and do it all at once. So they've made a lot of little things like that are quality of life, and it's just overall, it's just a better game, and I really like it so far. There is a shit ton of dialogue in that game.
Really?
It's all written, and you have to click through it. It's too much. I don't need all of it, and I found that I am almost skipping through a lot of it.
Really?
Yeah, it'll be like, your task will be plant a wheat field, and you'll plant it, and then 13 people want to talk to you once you plant it. And I just can't. It's too much. Because it's 3 minutes to do a task, and then 3 minutes to read everything they have to say about it. So they've put a ton of effort into... my understanding is it's a reimagining of the original Dragon Quest II. And Dragon Quest Builders is kind of neat because it's almost told through what appears to be like kids. They're fun little anime versions of themselves, or however you want to look at it. But I don't know the story from Dragon Quest II, and I don't care. The gameplay is what I'm there for, but I'm having a blast with it.
Anything else?
Yeah, I played more Rocket League, of course. We're near the end of the Rocket Pass, so I think that concludes on the 22nd of July. So there's some stuff going on there, and then I played, still chipping my way through Farm Together, or as I like to call it, Farm.
Just Farm? Because there's no more Together?
So working my way through that. They had a limited time event this weekend, so I unlocked some stuff there. And that game's fun. I like it a lot. I wish that there was more farming together, but we're at a point now where there's not really much to do. It's kind of like you plant all the fields, and then next time you jump in, you harvest them all and replant them, and that's kind of all there is to do right now.
Yeah,
I'm saving up to buy the rest of the stuff I kind of need to work on some trophy stuff. So it doesn't lend itself well to multiplayer right now, but also harvesting and planting those fields takes so long with the size that my farm is.
Yeah,
so it's interesting.
So just farming, huh?
Pretty much farming on Dragon Quest, farming on this, farming XP on Rocket League.
Well, I had another one of those weeks where I didn't play really anything, unfortunately.
Yeah, I haven't seen you on.
I have not been on. Just work's been crazy, and getting to the point where we're getting ready to open, and it's like do or die time. And I get home after like a 10-12 hour day and eat dinner, maybe watch a show on Netflix. Usually just take a shower and go to bed, honestly. So I've been living that life for the last week, but kind of in a place here where hopefully that's going to be changing, and I can get back into some things.
Yeah, it's sometimes I have to force myself to play when work gets like that for me.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid if I stop playing like that, if I take a couple nights off, I get in that rhythm of not playing, and I've done that before too. So I try to force myself to still get in there.
Yeah, I'll get back to it. I mean, I have no doubt. I'm wanting to. It's just I'm tired. Because I'm also having to get up earlier than I usually do. So between getting up earlier and working later, it's just a recipe. It's just a bad recipe.
Yeah, I get it. What Producer Gerald's asking what system for what game. Let's see. Dragon Quest Builders playing on PS4. Game? I did not get it for Switch. I thought about it, but I played the first one on PS4. So I am playing everything I talked about. I'm playing on PS4. I did jump on the Xbox briefly to update everything, but I didn't play anything over there. And the Switch, I still haven't touched Mario Maker 2 yet. I really want to. I just haven't sat down to do anything but play PS4 because I have about 4 hours at night that I can play if I'm willing to play till 1 or 2 in the morning, and that's all the time I have. So. Right. It's man, real life, it's not cool.
It's not. No, I need to be. Yeah. Nope, I need to be one of them children again where I got home from school at 3 and went in and played video games until 2 in the morning. Because then you could roll on 4 hours of sleep. Wasn't a big deal.
I do it now, but I would not say it's not a big deal.
But now it's what?
Yeah, I wake up every morning disappointed with my choices. But I keep doing it because if I don't, like I said, I'll get in that rhythm. I've gone a week before without playing because I take 2 days off, and I'm like, I come home, I eat, I take a shower, I go to bed.
Yep. It's kind of where I'm at right now. But that, like I said, that should be changing, so I should get back into it. Playing fairly regularly. Fairly regularly, I hope.
Yeah. I mean, I think 3 nights a week is reasonable.
Yeah. Well, the thing that sucks, too, is, we got the hour difference.
Right.
Which means if I really want to play with you guys, I have to stay up an hour later than you guys. And when you guys are playing until 1 in the morning, that's putting me at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
So that's kind of tough, too.
Yeah, I don't usually get on until about 10:15 your time.
Yeah. And a lot of times it's closer to 11 my time.
I usually get on early, but everybody doesn't get on. So last night I got on at 9:20 maybe, but nobody else got on until probably 10:30.
Right, which is 11:30 my time.
Yeah, and I was just rocking out the Dragon Quest last night. Making that happen.
But hopefully that'll change and I'll get back into it, and maybe you'll start texting me again when you're getting on.
Well, I just don't, because I never know if you're working or if you're already in bed.
Right. No, I know. I know.
We were talking about Fallout the other night, because we'll talk about it later, but Howard's like, text everybody and tell them to get it. And I'm like, it's midnight for people here, and it's 1 o'clock for Dan.
Right.
I was like, I don't think I should text yet.
Yeah, hold off on that.
Yeah,
it wouldn't have woke me up. I wouldn't have seen it until the next morning anyway. But yeah, I do appreciate the no notifications going off.
I figured Gerald was still up, but I was like, I'm not gonna take a chance. That's a dumb text to wake up to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, producer Gerald saying he was awake. Yeah, I figured he probably was, but I figured you probably weren't.
No, I can guarantee you I wasn't.
I was like, I'll just hold off and add this to the news because it's got time. So
yeah.
He was playing Switch.
He was playing the Switch.
Minecraft?
Let's see. You know it. Fortnite.
He's been playing a lot of Fortnite on the Switch. The Night of the Forts. You got to win on the Switch. Hit level 100, Season 9.
Yeah, Season 9, level 100. So
Do you have a win over there?
So he is playing the Battle Royale, huh?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm holding off for that win confirmation. 2 wins.
2 wins.
Look at that. Solo. Oh, both in solo. That's pretty all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fortnite.
Fortnite.
So yeah, that's all. That's what I played. You played nothing. It's been a busy week.
No, I literally have not, since we did the podcast last Sunday, I have not even turned my PS4 on.
You haven't turned it up.
No, it's not turn up.
You haven't got turned. It appears since the last time we were on here, Tennessee has moved closer to the sun, so it is unreasonable to be outside right now.
We have moved closer to the sun as well. We had a thunderstorm last night that broke it a little bit, so now it's only like 79 with like 68% humidity as opposed to being 92 with 98% humidity.
I got a bone to pick too about the weather.
Okay.
So
the weather doesn't care, but okay.
So it's not really the weather. My sole resource for how I need to dress and what I need to plan for comes from the Echo.
Okay.
So as I'm getting ready in the morning, I'm like, hey, Alexa, what's the weather today?
What's the weather today? Yep, I do it with my Google.
I'm pretty sure she just tells me some shit.
You don't think she's ever right?
She used to be right all the time, but I will say this last week, and maybe it's because the summer's unpredictable around here.
Mm-hmm.
Every day she's like, it's going to be hot as shit and it's going to thunderstorm.
Yeah.
And like one day did it actually rain. So I don't really know how to prepare.
Well, that's what we've had here too, is a lot of every day it calls for like a 20% chance of thunderstorms. And then we only get them like one day. But
yeah, I think there's if it's over a certain amount, if it's more than a 20% chance or whatever, she'll just tell you.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm after a sure thing.
Well, yeah, that's not how weather works.
Do I need an umbrella? Yes or no?
I think that's an unfair bone for you to pick, because that's not how weather works, or climate for that matter, which are not the same thing, it should be noted.
She's made my life easier, and I need her to step her game up in this department.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, enough shit, okay? Like, get it together.
I got that, yeah. Yeah, it comes in handy.
Yeah. Yeah, we've talked about it a lot, but I embrace the future of...
Yeah. I don't embrace
becoming...
I have different needs than you do, or I guess maybe you have different needs than I do. Like, I don't need like a doorbell or any of that. I don't need security cameras. I don't need those things. I think they're cool, but
sounds like you don't need safety.
I don't need safety.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, I can spend the money and put all those measures into place. But because of the way my house is situated and because of the location of my house, if someone is coming after me, it's me being specifically targeted. Because you don't just stumble upon my house.
Well, maybe they're targeting you because you're off the grid and there's no way this guy has a doorbell or cameras.
That's not why. No. The thing is that's not going to be a deterrent.
Oh yeah, it's a deterrent.
Because they're going to, if they got here, it's not like when you're in you see all the videos in the little cul-de-sacs and stuff where people see a camera or they catch that. That's not going to happen here because it's odd for someone to be wandering down my mile and a half or my half a mile driveway off of my seasonal dirt road that is surrounded by woods.
If you wanted to case my joint, you would be on camera.
Yeah.
If you drive by my house, you're actually on camera.
Yeah. So I don't really have a necessity for all that.
Yeah.
I like the inside smart stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm having some trouble because I have a geothermal heating and cooling system.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm having some trouble seeing if the thermostats work with that because I literally never adjust my thermostat.
Yeah, I don't know that they do work with that, to be honest with you.
So I don't, and I'm having trouble finding if they do or don't work with the geothermal system. So I obviously haven't partaken in that.
Yeah.
I don't need a smart refrigerator. That's beyond what I need.
I would like to have a smart refrigerator, but I got a sweet deal on my refrigerator, so it's fine. If I had to go buy a refrigerator today, full price, no deals, I probably would buy a smart one.
Right.
I wanted a smart washer and dryer, but held off on it, and then when I went back, they didn't have any in stock. Because I think LG or GE, I think LG has one that has it automatically connects to your Echo to let you know when the washer or dryer is done in the house.
Gotcha.
My dryer and washer are in the garage. So
mine are in the basement.
Now, like a psychopath, I have to come in and set an alarm to let me know when it'll be done. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of extra steps, But, I don't need everything in my house to be smart, but the quality of life stuff, being able to turn lights on and off with your voice, lights turning on and off by themselves when you walk in a room, that stuff is neat. Being able to lock the door with my voice so that if you're laying in bed and you're like, did I lock the door? I don't have to guess.
See, that's what's nice because, like I said, I've been getting up early, right? So my wife is still sleeping. Well, I have a Google Mini set up in my bathroom, and then I have the one in the bedroom that runs everything. So I can actually tell the Google Mini in my bathroom when I'm done, because my bathroom is like down the hall. Hers is in the bedroom. Mine is like down the hall next to like my man room that I'm in right now. And I can actually tell it, hey, Google, turn on the bedroom lights to 10%. So then I go down there and they're on.
Right.
Which is nice.
Yeah, so that stuff I think everybody, I get that some people have trouble getting it set up and it's too complicated, but everyone should have a little bit of that in their home to see that it does make life better.
It does. It does. It's not that hard. It's really not hard to set up.
It's not. I think people are way more scared of it. It's gotten a lot better. I will say, 5 years ago when I started doing smart home stuff, it was complicated. Right.
It's a lot easier now. Producer Gerald's telling us he doesn't have anything smart in his home. Is it something you're considering, Producer Gerald?
No, he's off the grid. He's an Amish Mennonite.
Oh, he is considering it, yes.
When he moves to the new house.
Move into the new house. Yep.
So the great thing is, though, you don't even need to wait because everything, for the most part, with the smart home stuff is easy to move.
Yes.
So, bingo bango.
And like I said, I think I talked about it last week a little bit, but there are some stupid little things that you have to go in and change to make things right. Like I had it set up for the heater, so I would say turn on heater on the smart plug. Well, now I plug a fan into it in the summer, and I just say turn on heater. I'm not changing it to fan.
In my old house, I used to say turn on Christmas tree to turn on the air conditioner.
There you go.
Because I didn't go in and rename the plug, and I was like, I kind of know it is Christmas tree now.
Yeah, I don't need that same thing with me. It's just turn on heater and the fan turns on.
Yeah, I encourage anyone who's interested in that to start with either an Echo Dot or a
Google Mini.
Or Google Mini, or not necessarily the Mini or the Dot, but a device that I don't know if does the Mini have the smart home stuff already in it? Like, does it work as a hub?
You can get one. Yes, it does. Yeah. It does.
Yeah. If you're dipping your toe into it, get the ones that work as hubs, and that will allow you to start putting voice control stuff in there. Is that your home, Producer Gerald? I've known Gerald forever. I've never been to his home.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I probably have worked over there because I worked the streets.
Yeah, I probably did some work in there too when I was doing that job.
But I don't. I've never been there. I don't go anywhere though, so that's not surprising that I haven't been there.
True. Yes, it's not. But yeah, you can get the Google Home Hub now. I think it was just on sale for like $90.
Mm-hmm.
And then that will work as a hub. The Mini you can use to control everything, but your Nest Hub works more as a main hub. Yeah, that's the one I have, the video one. That's in my kitchen, so I can look up recipes.
Yeah,
and tells me stuff.
I have the Echo Show, and
I tell you what, there is no need for it, but I want that clock. I want the Nest. I think there's one for Amazon too, but there's a smart clock that like you can change the face on and all that. It's basically it looks like a show or a Nest Hub, but there it is. That's what I have right there.
I have the clock that syncs with my Echoes, the Echo clock, but it doesn't. You can't change the faces on it. But what it does is it's just a normal ass clock. But when I set a timer, it lights up and counts down on that clock. So the Echo that I'm cooking with is in the kitchen, and that clock is in the living room, so I can see how much time is left on that timer.
Gotcha.
Because timers on the Echo are set per unit, not per system.
Yep.
So if I set it in the kitchen, it'll go off in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So that clock is a handy way for me to be able to glance and go, oh, there's 5 minutes left. I'll go ahead and start whatever else.
Now, the only thing I don't like, and it's just I don't know if this is an Amazon problem too, or not, but if someone's listening to music on one, I can't listen to music on another.
You can with Amazon.
You can't with Google. Well, I say that. I may not have looked far enough into it, honestly. But
you can do all the rooms independently at the same time, or you can do all the rooms together at the same time with the same song, or separately with different songs. They play pretty well together, having all of them. I have a Google, Echo Spot in my bedroom, which is kind of like their little alarm clock ball one with a screen on it.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Show in the kitchen. I have the original Echo in the living room. The spare bedroom, one has a dot in it. The other bedroom has just one of the second generation Echoes.
Gotcha.
And then my hallway has an Echo Look, which is the fashion one.
Producer Gerald had just pulled up. If it is something you're interested in, you can actually go to Newegg right now. They do have a Google Home Hub on sale for $69.99.
That's a good deal.
Normal retail is $149, I believe.
That's a good deal. I saw them on sale a lot for $100, but $69 is a good deal.
$69 is a real good deal. No, I do think that this is. I don't think it's not the newest version. Should
also
be noted.
2-day sale, so by the time you hear this, it's probably over.
Yeah, it could be.
Because it ends on Monday.
But double check it and see.
Now, the Echo has the new one that looks kind of like that. It's a small rectangle.
Mm-hmm.
It would probably make a better alarm clock than the Spot, which is the one I have, but it wasn't out when I got my Spot.
Right.
But I'm kind of into it anyways.
Yeah,
I just like all that stuff.
And the thing is, it's just keep in mind, it's real easy to get caught up in it because there is literally smart everything now. And there is some dumb things that you probably don't need. But need isn't always, I guess, what pushes our buttons. So you may just want some of this stupid bullshit. That's fine too. But keep in mind, it can get expensive very quick if you don't mind what you're doing.
So nobody needs any of it, and I would advise people to pick up an item at one at a time, starting with either the Google Hub or the Echo that has the built-in smart home stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I would advise starting with one of those, putting it in your main room or your kitchen, and branching out from there, because it can be very expensive.
Yes.
And you can go wild. I mean, there's a smart version of everything, and you can get silly.
Without a doubt.
The sous vide I had it connects to my Echo.
The what?
The sous vide, like for cooking.
Oh, okay.
Connects to my Echo. That's something I'll never need.
Right.
Because I can. So I named my sous vide Bob because it made me give it a name.
That's true. Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, so I can have Bob adjust the temperature to 165, and that happens, but it's a weird thing.
Right. Like a little unnecessary, kind of?
Yeah, it is. It's a Joule is the brand. It's a Joule sous vide. And I haven't used it as much as I thought I would. It's interesting. It'll cook, it doesn't overcook. It cooks it to the temperature you want it to, and it leaves it there.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have to sear the outside because it doesn't look appetizing.
Right.
Because it's just cooking it with basically circulated water. So, yeah, that's the one I have right there. It's just the stick. You put it in whatever you want.
Yeah.
Oh, Bob. Good old Bob. I bought a carrying case for Bob, too.
Stupid.
Well, I mean, where are you supposed to put it when you're not using it?
No, I get it. I totally understand. You can't just toss it in a bag. I understand.
Listen, if you're listening to this show and you make a product, put a fucking case with it. I don't even care what the product is. Include a case. If it's not something I use every single day, give me a case. Bob deserves a home.
Bob needs a home.
Yep, send Bob home. All right, let's jump into the news before we spend the whole time. I think this is like the third smart home cast we've done.
Yeah, we like our smart home stuff.
I'm into it.
We do
I will shut this shit down and just do a show about that if I need to.
Okay.
I am into it.
I don't want to be on that one though. It'll just be you.
I'll fill both chairs for sure.
Okay.
I do know from listening to other shows, they will, a lot of times, I listen to some smart home stuff here and there, they refer to the Google Assistant.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of times they will say her when they're talking about Alexa.
Yeah.
Because by me saying that right then, anyone that's listening out loud, their Alexa just went off.
Right.
Alexa. Your house is going wild right now. So if you do a smart home one, you have to be careful because you can't say that because everyone on there probably has that stuff and then everything starts going wild. If you're like, hey, Google, that whole house is screwed.
Yeah. You have to say, hey, Google or okay, Google. Yeah. Which is kind of nice because that's not something that you just accidentally say.
It's not, but I do wish they would put it feels more robotic because it doesn't have a human name.
It does, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Like if you were like, hey, Greg, and it was like, yeah, what's up?
What's nice is sometimes like when I'll say, hey, Google, do this, and it'll do it, and I say, thank you, and it goes, you're welcome. That was nice.
Yeah. Do you have it on the guy or the lady?
I have it on the lady.
I have my Google Home on a dude because I don't want to confuse the two.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, but I wish it had a name. Wish you were like, hey, Sean.
That wouldn't be Sean.
No, they'll pick a name that's not super common. But not as uncommon as Bixby.
Yes.
Because I've never stumbled upon a Bixby in real life.
Bill Bixby is the only Bixby I know.
And you wouldn't be calling him by his last name.
No, you'd be calling him by his first name.
Yeah, you'd be like, hey, William. All right, let's jump into the news. If this is your first time joining us, you can expect that kind of banter at the beginning. Because we just do whatever. There's no rules or regulations around here, around these parts.
No, we just roll with what we want.
Some people call it freestyling.
Freestyling, yeah.
Yep. Shooting from the hip.
I don't know that I call it freestyling.
It depends who I'm talking.
Oh, freestyling is usually reserved for like rapping, or
you can
or
freestyle.
BMX bike.
Yeah, you could totally BMX freestyle or skateboard freestyle. You can podcast freestyle.
Okay, that's not a thing I'm familiar with.
Now,
that's not what I think of.
What about freak style?
Freak style? That was a game, wasn't it?
I think so. I think it sucked.
I think it was a crappy BMX game.
Remember BMX Triple X?
Yes, I remember BMX Triple X. That was not a good game either.
Wasn't a good game at all.
But it had pixelated boobies.
It had that, if that's your thing. So let's just jump into it. So last week we talked about the Nintendo Switch Lite.
We did.
Which is the new handheld version of, exclusive handheld version of the Nintendo Switch. Well, now we're learning that there's going to be a new model of the standard Switch, kinda.
Yeah.
It's going to look and basically be exactly like the version that's out there now, with one exception. It sounds like the battery life is going to be better.
Just a touch more than, not outrageously great.
No, so the example they use is Zelda. They said that a Zelda would run 3 hours in handheld mode on a current Switch, and on the new Switch it would run 4 hours. They do say that Zelda is one of the more battery-intensive games that they have, so that's why they're using that one. But if you've been waiting to buy a Switch and you decided you wanted to get the standard Switch, I would say hold off a couple months so that you can get the one with the better battery life.
You think so?
It's going to be the same price. If you want to buy a standard Switch,
I'm not
today,
sure. I don't know that. I guess it depends on how bad you want one. To me, I don't know if it's worth the wait for an extra hour and a half of battery life.
I would, as someone who owns the other one, I would send mine away right now for a month if you told me when I got it back it would have an extra hour.
But you both say it's worth the wait, and you both have one, so.
Yeah.
Maybe
the battery life on the Switch is terrible.
It just doesn't seem like it's a lot.
Yeah, it's not good. So basically, the original battery is rated at 2.5 to 6.5 hours. The new one is rated at 4.5 to 9 hours. So.
And the Switch, for reference, the Switch Lite, I believe, is 3 to 8?
Yeah, I think that's correct.
If I remember correctly.
Yep, because it's so this is going to be better than the Switch Lite as far as battery goes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting because it's not a new model. Like, nobody freak out. It's not a whole new thing. It is a new model number, but it's not a new. This will become the Switch.
Yeah, it's literally the same thing, only with better battery life, and it's basically supplanting the current Switch. It's not like the Switch Pro that I know there have been rumors about. That has not been announced. So,
yeah, there's a lot of rumors saying that they're using the new an improved chip in this new one. It's the same chip, but the newer version. I don't think they've confirmed that yet, and I don't,
right.
This is not the Switch Pro, like you just said. It is
exactly.
not that. So I would not expect better performance other than battery when it comes to this.
It's
not any different. It's not more expensive or anything.
Right. It's literally just the new, basically, Switch.
Now, you're still interested in the Lite, right?
I am still interested in the Lite. I am also interested in the regular Switch. I'm still debating on my head which way I'm going to go. There's been some developments on the Xbox front, so we'll see what happens.
I've had a week to think about it, and I think you should get a regular Switch.
You do?
I do.
You think I'd enjoy that more?
I think you should have the option to put it on your TV.
Okay.
I like the Switch Lite a lot. I love the way it looks. It really should have video out. I feel pretty strongly that it should have video out because I think there's just times where maybe you would want to sit, especially like you want to play Ultimate Alliance. Like, to me, that's a game where I want to sit on a TV and play that.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I can see that. So yeah, I'm working through some things right now.
So
Producer Gerald 100% says I should just get the new Switch.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but I don't know if you want to wait that long.
It comes out September.
Let me see if it's here.
Is it in here? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Did they announce when?
I don't know if they said. I'm not seeing it here.
I gotta believe it's going to be around the same time as the Lite.
There's I've seen articles. I didn't pull them, but I've seen articles that talking about how to spot the difference. So I don't know that people actually know yet. They also announced 2 new Joy-Con packs alongside the new improved Switch.
Yes, they did.
So maybe you can use these as a gauge because they're coming out October 4th.
Okay.
The new colors are blue with neon yellow and purple with neon orange. Look at those. Those look good. That one on the left is like fall time.
There's some odd colors. Those are some odd color combinations.
That one on the right's sporty. I like it. I call that a sporty pack.
The one on the left, I call it sporty. The other one,
I call it a fall pack.
What? Purple?
Halloween?
Maybe. Yeah, I guess. I hadn't
Orange
thought of
pumpkins, Thanksgiving, Halloween. Yeah, it's fall pack. Fall pack and sporty pack. The sporty pack is the blue with the neon yellow, and the fall pack is the orange with the purple. So check those out. They're expensive, like every set of Joy-Cons.
Yeah, $80.
Yep. Thumbs down on both colors.
Don't like
Gerald
either
going
of them.
going hard in the paint this morning.
Oof.
I like both packs. Matter of fact,
love the Switch. Hate the colors.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, he's like, I want gray or black. Don't give me any kind of excitement.
That's right. I can do the red and blue, but anything else, fuck you.
Do you have the red and blue Switch, or do you have the gray? Gray. Knew it.
Yep, I knew you went simple.
No excitement. I went for the red and blue.
Yeah.
Those look nice.
What are those? Those are Photoshops. Those aren't real.
Yeah, I don't think those are real either. That Daisy Peach, though, I'm into.
The pink and orange?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mario and Luigi's just too on the nose for me.
Mm-hmm.
I could do that Yoshi Toadstool. You know Toadstool is my dude.
Yeah, you're a Toad guy. I know that.
Yeah, that pack isn't bad either. Joy-Cons are so tiny. Everyone should own a Pro Controller, whether you have... See, that's another thing. It's like, you could get a Pro Controller for the Switch Lite, but then you've got to get a stand for the thing to be able to sit it there and play it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they took that flimsy-ass kickstand off of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pro Controller, great controller, very expensive also.
Yeah, it's what, $80? $60? $70?
I think $80. Now, Dan, there's a way you could have got a Switch for free.
Well, yeah. I heard.
You would have just needed to be on a Southwest flight heading to San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Which is kind of neat. So, a plane full of lucky passengers on Southwest Airlines got they got a Switch and Mario Maker 2 for free.
So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Southwest presents the Nintendo Switch system, the perfect travel companion. This isn't the first cross-promotion with Southwest. The airline also gave away Wii U consoles and the original Super Mario Maker. And I'm into this. I think it's cool. It's fun.
Yeah, it is.
I think companies should do more of that. You just get on a bus and everybody on the bus just gets something. Or you get on a plane hey, everybody that bought something from Best Buy gets this too.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I think it's fun. I'm into it.
I do too.
The promotion was well timed as it came right along the side of all these other announcements we've been talking about. So Nintendo is in a positive light right now.
Yeah, they're in a pretty good place. They had a pretty good Comic-Con.
Yeah, hey, we've got the Switch Lite. We've got a better battery life coming on. Marvel Ultimate Alliance just now dropping. We just gave everybody a Switch. Like they're looking pretty fantastic. Look at all these people getting off of the plane with a damn Switch.
I know.
There's Mario, as some people call him.
Mario. That's not. No one calls him that.
People from your area call him Mario.
No, they do not.
People from
Trust me.
The north.
Not from this north.
Mario and Luigi.
Not from this north. Maybe Boston, maybe Maine. Not up around me. It's Mario.
So, I mean, the key takeaways are fly Southwest.
Yeah.
And buy a Switch. Unless Southwest gives you a Switch.
Then you don't have to buy one. Still buy it.
True.
But still fly Southwest.
That's typically who I fly, not because I'm loyal, but because they're cheap.
Well, they're cheap, and they hit the most. They seem to hit the most places in the U.S.
They have transparency.
Yes.
Whatever that means. On to the next story. So we're hard switched this morning. Everything's been switched so far. We're going to continue with that trend.
Yep.
New Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 DLC characters announced in the form of X-Men and
Marvel Knights.
So Cyclops and Colossus will come to the game as free updates on August 30th. But they're not previously announced in the X-Men DLC pack.
And this fall, you're going to get Blade, Moon Knight, Punisher, and Morbius, known as the Marvel Knights.
I want to be totally clear. I've never heard of Blade, Moonlight, Punisher. Well, is it Punisher that I know? Is that the Punisher?
Yeah.
Okay, so
You've never heard of Blade? Wesley Snipes' Blade?
Oh, yeah, I have now that I look at it. I don't know Moon Knight or Morbius. Who are they?
Moon Knight is kind of like Batman, only he has multiple personalities in his head.
Okay, I don't like the getup he has on.
And Morbius is I remember correctly, he was a doctor who got transfused with vampire blood, so he's actually a vampire, but he is a good guy vampire.
Wait, is he a vampire doctor?
Yeah, we can go with that.
He looks like a vampire in that picture for sure. So
yeah,
I'm not super familiar with those, but
he's actually a big Spider-Man villain. But over time, he became less of a villain and more not.
They do have. This includes both upcoming free update and full details on the DLC roster for its expansion pass. So they do have the expansion pass you can get. That's
actually the only way you can get these. So they're not going to be available individually. You have to purchase the expansion pass to get any of these characters, with the exception of Colossus and Cyclops, I believe.
So I think you're getting the Marvel Knights for free, too. I think the paid packs are the rest of the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, coming out in 2019 and 2020. I think that's
possibly, but they're not. The key is that they're not sold separately.
Yeah,
you have to purchase the pass for $20.
And if you buy that pass, you also get an exclusive Deadpool costume.
Yes.
Is that the costume? Him wearing like a chef's get-up?
Probably.
The Black Order. Yeah, it released on July 19th, so that game is hot and fresh out the oven.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one you want.
Yes, that's the one I want. That's the one that I thought may be the one to turn me over to the Switch, to get me to get a Switch.
To switch you on.
Yes, to switch me on.
The expansion pass is $20. The game is $60.
Yes.
So, anyone interested out there, get out there and check that out. Now we're gonna pivot to Google News, Stadia News, sorta. I'm gonna tread lightly on calling this news.
Yeah, I got a few things to mention about this afterwards.
So basically, there was a Reddit AMA with Stadia's director of product, Audrey. We're gonna just call him Audrey, or her.
Sure.
I think it's a him though. And there's some key takeaways. So the first thing and the burning question everyone has is, what happens if Stadia shuts down? You want to know the answer?
They said some stuff, but there is no answer.
Let me give you the answer.
You're just going to have to trust me.
So here's basically what he says. I'm going to paraphrase here because there's no need for me to read this. You were worried about the same thing with CDs. Okay, but I have those on my computer, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those are mine. They're
Right.
like, yeah, but you'll have all your save data.
You were worried about the... Yeah.
Yeah. Talking about the game, though.
Yeah.
Won't have the game.
Right. If it goes down, you won't have that game anymore. That save data will do nothing for you.
Right. So then he goes on to say, yeah, I was worried about the same when it comes to things like email, Google Docs, all that stuff. And look how well we've supported that. But he didn't mention like Google Glass, Google Plus.
Yeah.
Or one of the other 300,000 products they've shut down in the last 10 years.
Google Hangouts.
Yeah. So basically, this story's on here to tell you that you should be worried about that, but you're going to have to either let it go or not.
Yeah, I mean, because
he actually says at one point you don't have to trust me, but it is what it is, basically.
Yeah, what is it? It's in here somewhere. I can't find it right now.
He says, of course, it's okay to doubt my words. There's nothing I can say now to make you believe it. Won't believe it if you don't. But what we can do is launch the service and continue investing into it for years to come. Exactly how we've been doing with Gmail, Docs, music, movies, and photos. That's exactly what we were committed to.
Yeah. Left out, like you said, the number of things that they decided to not be committed to.
Mm-hmm. In that same AMA, he wanted to make it clear that Stadia is not Netflix for games.
And it's not, because it's in that sense that you don't pay a fee every month and get access to everything.
Right. So a lot of people are making that connection. He wants it to be known this is much more like a PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live service, and that you will pay a monthly fee. You will receive roughly one free game a month, but you will still pay full price for anything else that you purchase. So for anyone who thinks they were going to pay the monthly subscription to get access to all the games, that's not the case.
Now, this is what I'm curious to see. With so many more of these streaming services for gaming coming out, EA's got one, Ubisoft has one, Google Stadia. Are we finally going to get to the point where you're actually saving money by purchasing the digital game instead of still paying full price?
I don't know. I mean, everything's about to get so segmented. It seems like there's a real world in the next couple of years where you could be paying $200 a month and have access to every game that ever comes out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with the UB Pass and I'm sure EA Access and all those are going to continue. PlayStation Plus, Games with Gold, or PlayStation Now, Games with Gold, as they continue to grow and get bigger, and Stadia and all this stuff. There seems like a real point where you're just going to monthly, everything's just going to come out and you won't ever buy anything.
That's a lot of money to spend in a month, though.
Oh, it's a ton.
Especially for stuff, and it gives you access to way too much stuff that you can never use. I mean, you can't play that many games in a month.
And maybe down the road, EA says, hey, we're going to partner with PlayStation Now. PlayStation Now is $3 higher, but it has everything of our library on there. And you see these Hulu-type situations where these companies go together and start... I don't know what the future of gaming looks like, but I have to assume that down the road, these are the things that's going to happen because everyone is already starting their own service where they would rather you subscribe to that than buy their games.
Right.
So, it's interesting. This AMA didn't answer really any questions.
Anything.
And no. I don't think they can. I mean, he's right. There's nothing he can say to make you believe they're going to support it, but they're just going to support it.
Right. I mean, the thing you have to understand as a rational human being, which I'd like to assume most of you are, is that there is a very real possibility that you will pay for this and it doesn't work out and it will go away. Therefore, it's up to each individual person to determine risk-reward and make that decision based on what they're willing to risk and what they're not.
I invested in the Ouya knowing full well it may go away.
And it did.
I'm glad to have that console here. I'm glad to have had my time with it. Mm-hmm. We talked about it before, but I did invest in the Founders Pack of the Ouya, or the Stadia.
Yes.
And even if it shuts down 6 months from now, I'll be glad to have been a part of it and glad to have that as something I can put on a shelf.
Yep.
You have to go in with that mindset or you might be disappointed. If you need more confirmation, you just need to wait.
Right.
Just give it some time and let's see.
You don't have to jump right out and get on it.
I do believe that Google has every intention of trying to make this work.
Well, I do too, but I also believe that with everything they've
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, but I believe that with every product they've made. So if they are losing money, they don't seem to be a company that will continue to do so. They will cut ties.
Right.
And I don't know what the cost is here. I don't know that I don't necessarily know that it's expensive for them to keep this going because they're going to use the data centers they already have. Mm-hmm. Now that the tech is mostly completed, it sounds like, I don't know that there's a lot of cost on the back end to keep this going.
Yeah, I don't either. I have no idea.
So it's interesting. I mean, I think they did this AMA just to keep the chatter going about them. But there wasn't a lot of firm answers. But I think
you did not get a lot of answers, no.
Him coming out and just kind of, because everyone keeps calling it the Netflix for gaming, I think him getting out and saying like, "Hey, stop that,"
because it's not.
Yeah, don't do that. That's not a thing.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Netflix, I didn't pull the story, but I saw them out there talking about The Witcher, and maybe trying to get everybody's expectations into check that this follows the books, not the games.
Not the games, but they've said that from the beginning.
Yeah, so they're saying it at Comic-Con now because I think maybe they're a little worried.
Yep.
That people are like, sweet, it's going to be like the games, and they're like, hold up. The games come from the books and ours come from the books, but they may not necessarily be the same.
Right. And they released a trailer for it.
Mm-hmm. Looks fun.
And it looked pretty good.
I'm
pretty excited for it.
I'm not excited, but I'm not like turned off by it. Like, I'll check it out.
Well, the feeling I got from it is that it's going to kind of fill the space left by Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Maybe not to that same degree.
You heard it here first. Witcher's the next Game of Thrones.
That's not what I said. I said, but it seems to have like the political intrigue, and that kind of thing.
They did also say that there will only be sex and violence where necessary. So I don't know what that means either. Gerald gave it a hard nope. Just right out of the gate. I will Watch. What's the nope for then?
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
Me too. I never said it was the next Game of Thrones, Producer Gerald. Why don't you listen?
Yeah, so he's saying you're wrong about your prediction that you could move on it as if the game had already been played and it was for sure Game of the Thrones.
I did not say it was the next Game of Thrones.
But he's into watching it.
I said it seems to fill a gap that's been left by what Game of Thrones brought to television.
Can you imagine if you were famous right now? There
a
would
fantasy world. I'm not done yet. A fantasy world with political intrigue and so on and so forth.
If you were famous, there'd be 100 stories up right now. Dan Reamer says Witcher's next Game of Thrones.
Yeah. But I'm not famous, and I didn't say that.
So only we're saying it. But if you were famous, that's what would happen. Maybe tweet that out after the show. See if you get any kind of...
Do not tweet.
See if you get any traction. So that's all the Stadia talk. We're going to go on to a sweet deal for the next story.
Yeah.
Let me make sure. See if there's an end date on this.
Yeah, there is the 26th.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was a long time. Anyways, so if you're an Amazon Prime member and you have linked Amazon Prime with your Twitch to become a Twitch Prime member, there's a sweet deal for you here. Basically, they're going to discount select games down to $15, and then they're going to send you a $15 gift card just for purchasing the game, effectively making it free.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you will pay tax. I think I paid $1.41, and I think you ended up paying like $4.05 less. Yeah.
Because I have a lower sales tax.
So the games it qualifies are Fallout 76 for PS4. That's the one we bought. Starlink for the Switch, The Sims 4 for PC, and The Last of Us Remastered for PS4. So in theory, you can purchase one of those games, and within 7 days, you'll receive a $15 credit. So all you're paying is tax for those games. And
yeah, I bought mine.
Yeah, we both bought Fallout 76 along with Patman and Marshall 205. We're trying to figure out how to get Gerald a copy because he doesn't have Prime.
Uh-huh.
So if you're out there and you have Prime and you're not taking advantage of this deal, hit producer Gerald up at Hoffman Show and tell him that he sends you the $2. You'll send him the game.
Oh, he says he's working on it. By the way, producer Gerald, I see what you're getting ready to tweet out from Gamestitch there. Why don't we just hit that big X in the corner there?
That's a good tweet. That's a solid tweet.
That is not what I said.
Quote him on it.
I do not want to be misrepresented.
Take that to the bank. So yeah, remember, you have to link the Twitch Prime and your Amazon Prime together,
or you will not.
It'll discount it from whatever price it is down to $14.99, and then you should get at that point. A few days later, you'll get the email. So,
yep.
That's a fun story. This next story I put on here for producer Gerald because he's big into the Grand Theft Auto Online. Some people call it GTA Online.
GTA Online.
I like to say its full name. They're adding a casino and resort on July 23rd. The Diamond Casino and Resort. Massive construction project on the corner of Vinewood Park and Mirror Park Boulevard is nearing completion, radically changing the skyline of Los Santos forever, Rockstar says in a new update. If you're looking to dive into the action, the casino floor has a selection of activities to enjoy. Play against the house using chips in 3-card poker, blackjack, and roulette. Slot machines have a variety of prizes that are also at your fingertips, while Inside Track offers a lounge to watch and cheer along with friends and drama and virtual horse racing. So I'm kind of into this.
Yes, you are.
There's also a new property type, the Master Penthouse, purchasable as part of the resort. Owners will get a penthouse along and gain VIP access to the resort, a roof terrace, and an infinity pool. There's also a new storyline involving the Diamond family. Luckily, Twitch Prime members can also purchase the Master Penthouse for free by linking their accounts.
Yep.
By July 19th, so that might be over now.
That is over because that was yesterday.
Yeah.
2 days ago.
2 days ago. Sorry about your luck, people. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Kind of into it.
Oh man!
Rockstar also said that they are.
out.
That's good. That's a good tweet. It's a powerful tweet. It's a powerful tweet. So Rockstar also said they are developing games for Stadia. No idea if those reports for Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead, which we assume they are. So that's kind of a crossover story.
Yep.
Last story of the day: Plants vs. Zombies 3 has been revealed. It is free to play. It is in alpha right now and it is available to play on Android devices.
Yeah, you do have to sign up.
Mm-hmm. But no iOS right now.
No iOS right now. You do have to. Actually, I believe the pre-alpha version it's invite. It's invite only.
I think you just go request it though, and I think they're letting everybody in.
Okay.
I think. Final release date.
Because I got an invite.
The final release date has not been announced. So it'll be coming sometime soon. I'd say you can expect a lot of the same things that you got from Plants vs. Zombies 2.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is the original, the OG, not Garden Warfare.
Right.
Not the shooter that people know and love.
It's not a shooter.
Yeah, it's not the shooter. You remember that movie Shooter with Mark Wahlberg?
Yes.
It's a good movie.
And there's a TV show with Ryan Felipe.
Ooh, Felipe. Or Philippi.
And it's not bad either.
Of the same name, it's called Shooter?
Yeah, same character and everything.
Really?
The first season kind of follows the same storyline, but it's not bad. It's not a bad show.
Is it on the Netflix?
Yeah, you can find it on Netflix.
Shooter. Yeah, look at him. Boy, Tom has still been generous to him, huh?
Yeah, he doesn't look bad for a guy his age, huh?
He's a good-looking guy. Always been sexy, though, so. Some people have just better genes, you know?
Some do.
Probably eats well, takes care of himself. And hey, I'll be honest with you, money don't hurt.
No, yeah, if I had money, I could probably take care of myself and eat well, too.
I probably wouldn't, but I could. I don't know. We've learned a lot this show.
We have. Now what are you tweeting, Gerald?
Just let him tweet. It's fine.
It's not fine.
It's fine. We've learned that the Switch, there's a new Switch. You know, we've learned that. There's 2 new Switches, really, but kind of only one. It sounds like the Ultimate Alliance DLC is worth it. Sounds like a lot of characters there.
Yeah.
We've learned nothing about Stadia. We've learned that.
Absolutely nothing.
And we've learned that for you, The Witcher is the next Game of Thrones. That's what we.
Oh, this is so gonna bite me in the ass, you guys.
Yeah. Hey, I'm fine with this tweet.
Yeah. By the way, you can throw an fucking at Podcast Ryan on there too.
You could just change that to.
He said the same thing.
You can just change that to me. I don't have any problem with that. You could just put per Podcast Ryan. Ryan Philippi is a sexy, good-looking man. I don't disagree with that. Or put us both. I don't know if Dan's comfortable with that, but I'll tell him.
I'm perfectly comfortable with it, but I don't know why he's just singling me out when we both felt that way.
Because you've been making a lot of accusations. A lot of... that's not the right word. You've been making a lot of predictions this show.
I did not say it was. I'm standing by the fact that I didn't say it's going to be the next Game of Thrones. That's not what I said at all.
Hey, put episode 340 down here, too, so people need a reference. We should have referenced that in... Shooter is the next Game of Thrones. That's pretty good, too. The key here is that you should watch Shooter. I guess. Well, I've never even seen it. The Mark Wahlberg version's good, though.
It is. And
Ryan is a good-looking dude.
Mm-hmm.
Philippi or Philippi.
Philippi or Felipe.
I think it's Philippi.
Philippi.
That's why I said the same way twice.
Ryan Felipe.
If you read this tweet, you would think someone had a stroke.
This one?
It doesn't make any sense.
Per Shirtless Dan on Podcast Ryan. At Ryan Felipe is one. Philippi is one sexy, good-looking man. And Shooter is the next at Game of Thrones.
Also at Mark Wahlberg. Yeah. That's chaos, but I'm into it. Twitter should be used as a vessel for good and fun, not for toxic and negative.
Yes.
So, Yeah, it's been a powerful episode. I think, I'll be honest, the allergies have been up and down this episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've had some highs, some lows. I am happy to tell you that my plan for the day is to not ever accidentally even go outside. So short of opening the door for the dogs to exit the home, I don't plan on actually going outside at all. To make up for yesterday's
fiasco.
Long day. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That all checks out. That Mark Wahlberg shooter movie is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the show, so my wife and I watched it. It was a good show. It was good.
How many seasons?
3, I believe.
Yeah. I watched all of Longmire.
You did?
I did. I thought it was okay.
I like that show.
I like. I'll tell you what. I had some real up and downs with Walt.
Well, because sometimes you can't.
I was not ride or die with Walt like you are a lot of main characters.
No.
No. Like there was times where I didn't care for him at all.
When he was kind of an asshole.
Yeah. And now we're watching Sneaky Pete.
Ah, yes.
Which I'm into. I like a good con man.
Yeah, yeah. Some con man stuff is good. Some's not.
I still need you to. Let that tweet's fine. You can leave that sexy part in there. Mark Wahlberg knows.
You can go with that.
Yeah, maybe skip Transformers, but
we're just on a Twitter or shooter kick today. It's fine.
It's the most we've tweeted in years. We are thankful for everyone that listens. We're thankful for Mark Wahlberg and Ryan Philippi or Philippi. I think it's Philippi.
It might be Philippi. I could be saying his name completely wrong. I have no idea.
Here's what we know. The Ryan part is correct.
Well, the Ryan is correct.
Mm-hmm. He's a good-looking dude, man. I tell you.
And
he's married. He's got a famous wife too. Who's his wife? Power couple, I think.
No, not anymore. He was married to Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, they divorced.
They divorced.
Can we get to his wiki? Is he single now?
And I don't know that he may be. I don't think he's remarried to anybody.
No, they have 3 children though.
Yes.
Look at that picture. Look at that jawline. Mm-hmm. He's no John Hamm, but he's a good-looking dude. Yeah,
he is. I like him better than John Hamm. I'm not a John Hamm guy.
I like John Hamm.
I know a lot of people do. I just not one of them.
Alexis Knapp is who he's dating now. I don't know who that is. Click on her. Maybe we can find.
No, he also has a daughter.
No, she's 29. I'll tell you. I'll let you know a little secret. He's not 29.
He is not.
Career. She been in anything I've ever heard of? Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
The Lightning Thief.
Pitch
Project Perfect X. 2.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait. Scroll back up. Is that...
She's in all the Pitch Perfects.
Yeah, she's...
I've literally never seen her before.
Yeah. Have you seen the Pitch Perfects?
Mm-hmm.
You've seen her then. I think she's the slutty
He's pulling
girl.
Up pictures of what she
Slutty
looks
Stacy?
Like. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, man.
That's not a real name, but that's kind of how she was.
Are you allowed to call people? I don't know if you can call people slutty anymore.
I don't know, but it wasn't. I wasn't calling her that. It was simply a nickname from.
I hope Ryan Philippi doesn't make it this far into the show, or he's going to be insulted.
I didn't mean it as an insult. I was trying to describe to you how you would be able to pick her out of that movie, and I knew by saying that you would know, and you did.
Just for the record, RP, I don't think she's slutty at all. I think she'll make a fine companion as long as you two are in love.
I don't think she's slutty either. And by the way, just because someone might be slutty doesn't mean they can't find love and be a perfectly good companion either, because I do not stereotype like that. Ryan.
Slutty's not even a
Walton,
thing. It's not even a thing.
Philippine.
Oh, out in the last name. I don't know if that's necessary. Now, he's found Ryan Philippi's name on names that are hard to pronounce.
Well, it's true.
Now, we're not going to be able to hear, but this has an audio, I think.
It's probably Philippi.
I think it's Ryan Philippi. You know, he was hot during my youth.
Yes. Know What You Did Last Summer.
Mm-hmm.
What's his big breakout?
They rank him on a 4 out of 5 as far as how hard it is to pronounce his name, which is difficult according
with 5
to...
being hard?
Yeah, howtopronounce.com. What is this site? Is it Philippi or Flippy?
Philip? It's
Ryan Phillip?
Ryan Phillip?
No way.
That can't
Ryan
be right.
Phillip?
That can't be right.
Am I saying it right? Just tell me I'm saying it right. This will be a mystery.
We like a good mystery. We'll get answers for you for next week. How's that
we
sound?
probably will.
We'll put producer Gerald to work.
I got some big news.
You do?
Yep.
What's your big news?
My Fallout 76 was just delivered.
Oh, sweet.
You know how I know? Because of my fancy doorbell and cameras. Philippi.
Ryan Philippi.
Yeah, Philippi.
Okay. Now I know.
No, wait.
Now I know.
I think my watch just bamboozled me. I don't think it was delivered yet. It just sent me a thing saying unfamiliar face, but when I pull the camera, I don't see anything.
Producer Gerald.
Oh, it's ordered in here tomorrow. You found somebody to take the deal for you?
Or did you sign up for all of it? Oh, your brother did.
Sweet.
Hooked you up. Good for him.
Shout out to Gerald's brother.
Sweet.
Yeah. I'm
Can we
pumped
get in
up.
there? Can you get 5 people in there at a time?
14, 15. I don't know how many's on the server. A lot.
Sweet.
I like to get enough people. We had the entire server.
Me too.
He didn't even know about his brother, so.
Cool.
Yeah, it's been a good show.
Yeah.
Everybody should order that. Also, we got to go to the shout outs right now. And this, the first, if you want to shout out, patreon.com/Gamestitch. Support us to the $10 tier. The first shout out, though, is going to be a multi-part.
Multi-part shout out. Go for it.
It comes from our friend, Zach. Zach Wimbush, and he reached out. He got some personal stuff on there for Dan.
He did.
But here's the multi-part. He told me this is not part of the shout-out, but he's been playing Farm together.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's probably playing on Xbox. If he's playing on PS4, though, let me know, Zach, and we'll farm together. But I think he's playing on Xbox probably. He's been playing some State of Decay 2 and Conan Exiles. And this is also not part of it, but he wants us to let him know about this PSVR situation.
Yeah, he wants us to answer him a question. He has some questions he'd like us to answer.
He wants to know what kit bundle should he buy. And he says he knows that we've talked about it in the past, but he's lazy and he wants an updated answer. And I think that's fair. I think that's a fair way to be.
I do too.
So I think that we're probably on the same page with this.
Sure.
But you should buy the bundle that comes with Moss and I think Super Hot, or Moss and Astrobot, excuse me.
Moss and Astrobot is probably a real good bet.
They also have so I would say Moss and Astrobot, but a strong second. They have Blood and Truth and Everybody's Golf VR.
Yep, that's a good
I also
one too.
think that that's a really good bundle, but you should definitely buy a bundle that comes with the Move controllers.
Yes, without a doubt.
I don't know that Moss. I don't think that one comes with the Move controllers. So.
Now, the one I got that I was very happy with was the Skyrim VR version.
So Blood and Truth and Everybody's Golf comes with the Move controllers, as well as Borderlands 2 and Beat Saber, which is, I mean, all the bundles are awesome.
Yes, all the bundles. And I will tell you, also, as a secondary, your first purchase after your VR bundle should be the gun with the game. Find a bundle that has
Firewall
if you can, Firewall in the game. What's the other one? Farpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And the gun. But the gun, for me anyway, personally, the gun completely changes the face of the VR gameplay.
And then we'll just, so quickly, I'll run down a list of a couple things. Like we were saying, Moss, Astrobot, both are awesome. The Farpoint is awesome. Firewall is awesome. I do enjoy Everybody's Golf VR. I really like Robinson the Journey, which was kind of an older one, but I really enjoyed that. I thought Dino Frontier was fun. Super Hot was great. I've enjoyed my time with a lot. Blood and Truth I'm enjoying now. VR Worlds was cool. I'm just super into everything VR. I have played a few games that aren't great, but for the most part, everything I played has been really fun and unique. They just Job Simulator. They just did a top 10 VR games, and I think I own 9 of
Batman
9
game was a good time.
Yeah, Batman was fun. Beat Saber is awesome. You've heard me talk about it too much, probably. Skyrim. I think, Gerald, I still have your Skyrim. I need to give that back. I've had that forever. Yes. Thought I did. My bad. I'll bring that. Ace Combat's one I want to check out, but the whole thing is not VR. Res Infinite, Eve Valkyrie, Falcon Age is one I want to play. There's so many. I don't know that there's a wrong answer as far as VR games go.
Right.
It's all pretty cool. I will tell you, if there's a VR game that's like $4 or $5, you're probably not going to get a big experience out of that. I Expect You to Die was another fun one. I enjoyed that a lot. If you get the bundle and you want a comprehensive list, Zach, just email me and I'll send you. I'll take the time to actually like write it down and send it over to you.
Yes.
His actual shout out is he was sent to us on July 20th, 2019. 2 years ago, Chester Bennington took his own life. So his shout out is to him. He was truly amazing artist and performer. Rest in peace, Chester. So that was his actual shout out.
Yes, rest in peace, Chester Bennington.
Of
the band.
Yeah, that band.
Yep, I had him in my head earlier too.
The Linkin Park.
Park, that's it. Yes.
Yeah. You know what? This is going to be disappointing to a lot of people. For whatever reason, when I went to say Linkin Park, all I could think was Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, those are different.
And every time I went to think Linkin Park, my brain was like, Fall Out Boy? You want to say Fall Out Boy? Say Fall Out Boy. Be an idiot. Say Fall Out Boy. Does your brain ever do that where like it just wants you to say the wrong thing? You're like, that's not it.
Sometimes.
I like to think that little guy inside my head's got the file, and I'm like, that's the wrong file. He's like, it's the right file. I'm like, that's the wrong file. He's like, no, this is it. I'm like, put that away. Just look one more time. So shout out there. Our other shout out comes from Zach. Nope, we already did Zach. Our other shout out comes from Thomas.
Is that one of those moments?
Yeah. No, that guy was on break then. My mouth was just going. Our next shout out comes from Thomas. Longtime friend of the show, longtime supporter and friend, Thomas Barfield.
Yes.
Thomas did not send a shout out this week. So Thomas probably been working a lot, been busy. So we just want to say we love you, buddy. And if you decide to do the conversion van, let us have pictures along the way.
Yeah, pictures, please.
Pics or it didn't happen is what the kids say.
That's not what I'm saying, but
pics.
I just want to see pics. I'm not.
Dan's saying your van is the next Game of Thrones. That's what he's saying.
Oh my God.
He's saying your van is the Game of Thrones of vans.
Okay. That's fair. What the hell? I'm just going to own this shit.
Lean into it. Yeah.
I'm about to get doxxed.
It's fine.
It's not fine.
The good news is our Twitter following isn't giant. So you should be fine. Now, if you ever run for political office, they'll be like, hey, this guy can't be trusted because he said The Witcher was the next Game of Thrones 24 years ago.
Right. That's a thing now.
That is the thing about social media. Like, they'll drum up something you tweeted when you were 13.
Which but people shouldn't be held accountable for those things.
No, because you grow as a person.
Exactly. And if you can't tell people they need to change and then not allow for growth. So that's where we are. That's where we're at with that.
But hopefully coming soon, episode 340 on that. So Gerald's he's on the tweet machine this morning.
He is.
He's a tweeter.
He's on top of it.
Yep.
Not to be confused with Varsity Blues tweeter.
Or Varsity Blues at all. Should be confused with that movie in any way. Or that show.
There was a character named Tweeter.
Mm-hmm. That has a show, too.
In Varsity Blues. It has
a movie
a show.
And a show. Mm-hmm.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. Varsity Blues show.
Are they coming out? Oh, is it something they're coming out with?
Mm-mm.
No, are you sure you're not thinking Blue Mountain State?
Yeah, I am thinking that. Same thing, though. Same exact thing. Go to Blue Mountain State. See if it doesn't look just like that.
It's similar. No, it's got some similarities, but it's much more absurdist.
Yeah, let's click on it. It looks exactly the same.
Okay.
Those pictures, look, you can't even tell the difference.
Yeah, you sure can't. Well, that's because they're all for the state. They're all from Blue Mountain State.
No, I mean, he just, before this, he had the other one pulled up.
Okay, fair enough. We'll give it to you.
Yeah, see?
I'll let you have it. Fuck it.
Is that James Vanderbeek?
Not in Varsity Blues, yeah.
Yeah, also another good-looking gentleman.
I don't want your life.
Yeah, those are the same movie.
That was a game.
Same show.
That movie was a game changer in '99. I mean, that was
game changer.
It was a good game.
You might should just quit talking this week.
It was a good. It was part. It was that's considered to be part of the class of '99 films.
You're leveraging a lot of big words for some of these things.
Fight Club, The Matrix, Varsity Blues, Office Space, Iron Giant. I don't think they all came out in '99. Not
fair to put Varsity Blues with those other three.
Well, it's because it is. It's a fun movie. It's the beginning of before Varsity Blues came out, you hadn't seen those teen-centric movies, John Hughes style, in a very long time. So that kind of started that resurgence.
You remember She's All That?
Yep, which was also right around the same time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly.
Summer Catch?
That doesn't even count. That does not even count.
Summer Catch, the next Game of Thrones. Can we get a Summer Catch?
No.
Not a tweet, just a picture.
You do not put that shirtless Dan on that. It did have Jessica Biel in it.
And what's his face? Your dude.
Why is he my dude?
Because you like him.
Freddie Prinze?
Yeah.
He's all right.
You're like into his podcast. You celebrate his whole catalog.
I do like his podcast.
You love Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo 2 is better.
See? Yeah. Summer Catch. Summer Catch, a good movie. The baseball, She's All That. She's All That really is good.
She's All That is fucking Pretty in Pink, bro.
It's good. And you know what else is good? 10 Things I Hate About You.
10 Things I Hate About You is good.
It's really good.
That's a very good movie.
It holds up, too.
Yes, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Rest in peace, Heath Ledger.
R.I.P. Heath Ledger.
Look at that. What about Save the Last Dance?
That's a good movie, but that's not one of... I wouldn't consider that a teen movie per se, in the same sense as Varsity Blues or She's All That or Summer Catch.
She really fell off the map, Julia Stiles.
Really? She was been in Bourne?
Yeah, never even heard of that.
The Bourne movies?
What else has she done?
She was in it. She's in. She's in some TV show now. Something about France. I can't.
Her and the Grey's Anatomy, or not Grey's Anatomy. Yeah.
Oh, Katherine Heigl.
Yeah.
She's on Suits.
Soups or Suits?
Suits.
Oh, I thought she's doing Campbell's commercials. I was like, shit really has gotten bad.
Okay, take us out.
Progresso commercials. I want to see the last thing she's in.
Oh my god.
Who is this? Julia Stiles?
Riviera. That's the movie I was thinking of.
Never even heard of that.
Okay. Or TV show I was thinking of.
Yeah, she's been on some bullshit. She was girl number 2 in Inside Amy Schumer.
Uh-huh.
The Mindy Project. Never watched that. People liked it, though. That's going to do it for us. Episode 340 in the books. Thanks for sticking around. We were all over the place this episode. A little ADD. Or ADHD, whatever it is now.
It's fine.
Thanks for sticking it out. Thanks for supporting us. Thanks for listening each and every week. Tell your friends, family, and dentist about us.
Right.
When he's got his hands in your mouth, or she's got her hands in your mouth. Whoever your dentist is.
Particularly your dentist.
Mm-hmm. Not the one who cleans it, but the dentist.
Yes.
Not the dental hygienist, but the
They are different. One's actually a doctor.
Whoa. Shots fired.
A dentist is actually a doctor. A dental hygienist is not a doctor.
Hygienist at Dan, at Shirtless Dan. We will be back next week, same time, same place. Thanks, Producer Gerald.
Thank you.
Good night.
And good night.